Hex Hangout, Jack Levin. These both friends of mine, and Sam Stone. You've met both of them at this
What's up,
point.
Jack?
How's everyone doing?
Sam. Things are awesome. I have about 5-10 minutes, guys, because I have to drive my kid to school. So,
that's perfect. I've got 5 minutes left, and then I have to go to a call.
hit me with the hard questions.
Well, then I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask him a question, so I can just stay out of this because I just want to learn here. So, if you have a question, and this is all friendly stuff, so let's just
sure. I guess just to jump into the technical nitty gritty. XEN had a code commit from an outside developer that identified blocking bots on the minting, the transaction origin equaling message sender. And this would have mitigated mass minting by contracts. And you explicitly allowed that and had a conversation in your Discord server of why you wanted to reject that upgrade that would have mitigated mass minting.
I don't think I talked about it in the Discord server.
No, I didn't say Discord, GitHub.
Oh, GitHub. I don't even have any commit stuff happening on GitHub. So whoever did it was someone else.
There was a developer that offered it, and you chatted and rejected the PR request?
I would have to look at it.
Why would you have rejected the mitigation of contracts mass minting XEN? And in doing the rejection of it, you encourage mass minting by contracts.
Because mass minting is part of the plan, essentially. We want it to be mass minted.
So why would you prefer contracts mass minting as opposed to humans? Unless you want to incentivize just bots and contracts minting, or do you want to maximize users and humans, and you're kind of giving an advantage to bots over humans?
So bots are humans.
Okay. I mean, I'll go with
bots
that.
Bots are humans, and the way where we see fairness in this is that you have to, if you have software that helps you mint, then you still have to pay gas, and that gas is pro rata the same gas that you would pay per wallet if you were not using the software.
And so technologically advanced people that can write bots and do contracts will be able to outcompete the weaker, dumber people.
But they're not out competing because they're paying more for more XEN.
Okay, so while one person has to spend hours and hours mass minting by hand, someone else can automate it at scale and do millions.
But they have to pay for it.
Or you could buy $5,000 USD worth when it's at a real low and people don't know about
it. Yeah, and I do realize that in terms of money, in terms of time wasted, it's definitely a problem. And we're solving that problem by releasing the XENFT that will allow mass minting for regular people who are not software savvy and don't have scripts to automate mint. So XENFT will allow you to mint up to 128 wallets with one transaction. It will make it safer, and it will equalize the playing field for people who have automating software that are taking advantage of. And of course, they also have the money, because if you mint 1,000 wallets, well, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, right?
And so what about FTX? You heard about that usage of FTX gas?
Yeah, so FTX decided to pay people who staked FTT, which is their native token. It's their marketing dollars. They're free to spend it however they like. If they're giving free gas away, and attracting people to buy FTT, awesome. And if
miners that are bot networks that are working with miners, they can also mint free transactions?
That's not true.
Okay, so no one can add free transactions.
That is correct.
Okay, and so there is no transactions on Ethereum with zero gas fees.
That is correct.
Okay, well, Etherscan's lying to me then.
Well, you're welcome to show the transactions that have zero gas fees.
Okay,
but just to give a quick overview how that works is that since London changed for Ethereum and Ethereum 2,
yes,
the base gas fees, they're burned.
Mhm.
So even if we get to 100 GUI on Ethereum, this 200 GUI is going to get burned. It's not going to a validator. The validator only gets the priority fees, which is just a couple of GUI per transaction. So
And
it is the
you
it
do
is the
want the private memory pools and private ways to avoid bot MEV attacks by submitting your transaction to a network that will prioritize your transaction. And
Yeah,
you pay the
but
network and then you don't pay the miner.
no, I mean you always you do. So first of all, there's no miners on Ethereum too.
Validators.
It's
Sure.
validators. So we need to be very clear about our terms.
Validators can include any transactions in the block they wish, right? They don't have to prioritize high gas fees, right?
But they have to still, if it's their transaction, right? They're making their own.
So how much gas would they have to pay on that transaction?
No. Listen. Let me finish my thought. If they decide to mint Zen with their own transactions, the base fee will still be burned.
Uh-huh.
So there's no way that
Pay the gas, the GUI that everyone else is paying on the open network that me and you would have to pay.
no, they have to pay the base fee. And you can look at the documentation and you can see that if you're a validator, you have to pay the network's established base fee in GUI no matter what. There's no free lunch there.
Sure. So they have to pay a nominal amount to the network. Yes.
It's established by the network.
And I congratulate Zen on being able to bloat out the transactions and drive the gas fees up and turn Ethereum deflationary. Like, it has been incredibly bullish, destroying the network. Like,
thank you. I think it's bullish for all of the Ethereum-based projects. It's even bullish for Hex. So
I guess, have you thought through the impacts of your actions? In that, if you acknowledge that Ethereum is a database, you have added maybe millions of records to that database, and that now has to be maintained on millions of computers. And that going forward into the distant future, this database is going to have these transactions in there, and that there's an ongoing cost to all of these different wallets. And indeed, some systems view mass wallets that have garbage in them with no value and no activity and no human as a problem, not a feature.
Not a problem, because during mint, the record is deleted.
So all the wallets are deleted.
Not the wallets, but the records that the wallets have been creating on Ethereum will be deleted by a delete function.
So it doesn't take any storage space to store all of the wallets and all of the values that are just hollow.
They're not hollow. They're literally deleted.
Oh, okay. I do not understand Ethereum, and it can delete all of the wallets and all of these transactions from its history and no longer maintain them. Okay.
Well, the wallets themselves probably will exist as a record just by the wallet, but the data structure that Zen is creating is less than 1 kilobyte. That gets deleted at the time of mint.
And the wallets with the dust in them will exist in perpetuity, and you'll have millions and millions and millions of wallets that have been minted that need to be stored as system state.
Yeah, that will, if it has any sort of value in them, they're gonna have to be, well, I wouldn't say that they have to be maintained, but they have to be part of the blockchain ledger.
And so you put a whole bunch of garbage in the ledger.
Well, I would say it wasn't me who did it. It's
you encourage people to do it by your actions.
Absolutely. I think the way that we measure blockchain should not be by the number of records that the blockchain has, but rather the opportunity that the blockchain brings.
Regardless of whether you did it or someone else did it, don't you take responsibility for it? Don't you have some culpability of thinking through the outcomes of your own actions?
Of course, but I think this is actually bullish and very helpful.
To create millions of garbage wallets is bullish and helpful for a network that has to maintain system state for infinity on millions of computers.
You can call them garbage, but I would say once Elon creates the quantum computer and will have quantum blockchain, then none of it will matter.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, well, you need to talk to Elon.
Well, guys, we're going to be cool. But thank you, guys. I think that was a good little showdown. And I think we do need to do it like they do it on ESPN, so you get the little points. That would be really fun. So next, when producer Bullish gets out of the hospital, we'll have a point system. So when we can have fun debates, because guys, let's be honest, none of us know the future, but it's bullish for Ethereum, and I'm bullish for Ethereum.
Any network activity is extremely bullish. It's bullish for everybody. It's bullish for Ethereum holders. It's bullish for Hex holders. It's bullish for Dogecoin holders. We want more activity. We want people to get into blockchain, understand what it is. There's only 4% of people using blockchain today. If we onboard 95% of people, which is a lofty goal, obviously, I know, but if that happens, how many wallets do you think we're going to have? We're going to have billions of wallets, billions.
Have you ever heard of a blockchain being damaged by network transactions?
Me personally, no.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a network being damaged by network traffic?
Well, anything can get damaged if it doesn't scale.
Okay. So I would look into EOS and what happened on EOS when a whole bunch of garbage coins came out and incentivized people to get money for doing garbage transactions for garbage coins. And it did destroy the network.
Yeah, I know that story.
Oh, I thought you didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about something else. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, there are garbage transactions that can harm the health of the system, and not all transactions are bullish. And doing garbage transactions are different than doing humans onboarding, and to conflate the two is ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Well, the history will tell what happens.
Yeah, no, and